Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, I must say that among Tudor Black Bays, the watch we're discussing is the purist's choice. This is the Black Bay 54, inspired by the very first Tudor Submariner of 1954, the 7922. This is a watch in 37 millimeters that is about as close as you can get to a 1950s Tudor experience without actually going out on Chrono24 or eBay and looking for a vintage example. So the watch is 37 in diameter. Part of a series, the Black Bay 54, that came out in 2023, and it is one of the thinnest Black Bays you will ever encounter. So the watch measures only 11.5 millimeters thick, and that makes it one of the thinnest dive watches of any kind you're going to encounter. 45.8 from lug to lug tip, it's 20 millimeters between the lugs, and an easy watch to wear. Although smaller, it still feels well made and expensive. It's a rewarding thing to take a small watch, put it on your wrist, and feel like it has all the presence of its big brothers. I'm going to opine that on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, this might be the best look of all of the Black Bays. It's definitely the easiest one to fit, and the number of sub 12 millimeter dive watches out in the world today, precious few. This watch is easy to wear on a wrist as small as, I'd say, probably 13.5 centimeters circumference. I would say that the Black Bay 58 was a unisex option. This is for a person who specifically wants a smaller, more discreet watch. It's for men, it's for women, but really what it's for is the guy who wants to be swimming with a vintage watch but realizes that that is gambling with his own money. Definitely not the houses. You don't really want to swim with a vintage dive watch, so the closest you can get to that rather perilous experience is to take a watch that is proportioned, sized, and in the character of vintage, and then dive with that. Taking a look at the bracelet, certainly a throwback to history. Really, the case and the bracelet, a throwback to the era when Rolex and Tudor both used the same cases from the same factory in their dive watches, which is why you have a nod to those old hand-finished bevels. These are machine-applied, but handsome. And then you've got this sort of skeuomorphic rivet-style bracelet, but make no mistake, that's not actually how it's assembled. You can see that there are screws for the removable links, so your jeweler's screwdriver will allow you to size here. We've got the T-fit clasp, where you have several different increments of sizing, allowing you to fine-tune the fit or pull it out all the way for use over a dive suit. Now we've got a clamshell lock here, but take a look. We've got these ceramic spring-loaded pin snaps inside and outside. So the center and then the clamshell lock, they can never wear down the ceramics. The steel can't wear down the ceramics. This will always be snappy and happy and feel fresh. Rolling back to the case, we have a conforming end length that sort of mates the bracelet to the case. It's not Nautilus levels of integration, but it's definitely true to history. Satin finish on the lug hoods, polish on the flanks. They're kind of sheer and minimal. Of course, this is a no-guard style dive watch, but it is a modern dive watch in the sense that with a screw-down crown and 200-meter water resistance, a sapphire crystal, and a chronometer-certified movement, we're talking modern Tudor tech and spec. Now, it's got the old pre-1968 Tudor Rose logo on the crown. That was used till about mid-68, and then it's got the post-68 Shield logo on the dial. The bezel's been stripped down a little bit. A conventional Black Bay will have the individual calibrations up to 15 minutes. So the shape of the indices, the calibration of the bezel, even the font used for the numerals is a little bit of a throwback here. It's an anodized aluminum insert. The micro knurling on the bezel isn't quite as available to the finger as on some of the other Black Bays, but the shallower knurling, again, is a deliberate decision. It has a nice sharp action, and of course, just to confirm, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 click bezel, unidirectional. We have a loom shot coming up now. And the watch does not lack in that regard. You can easily use the minute hand and the bezel pearl to time your dive. But importantly, you have a luminescent seconds hand, which not every dive watch has. You really should know the deeper you get, the more remote from light and the more serious the consequences of a mistake. You should know your watch is running. And so here you do. The dial's matte finished with chaptering gilt style print, a real throwback, but we're not referencing the same era uniformly since we do have that snowflake style hour hand. That's a nod to like the late 60s through mid 70s Tudor subs, so it's not the truest possible Tudor 7922 Submariner tribute. You can also see that all of the indices are appliques, so that's another element that's more modern than throwback. We have dramatically boxed and cambered sapphire to look like a vintage plexi. It is 200 meters water resistant. It is a chronometer, so COSC certified movement. Remember, COSC refers to the movement, not the watch. Tested in 5 positions at temperatures and to isochronism for 2 weeks. It's met a demanding standard. Somewhere between 3 and 6% of Swiss watches are chronometer certified, or movements are chronometer certified, so this is a feather in its cap, even though it might seem like we see a lot of chronometers on the channel. Screw out the crown, and the watch does feature a hacking or stop seconds function. Inside the case, we've got a Tudor MT5400 movement, originally created for the Black Bay 58s. It is a thinner and smaller movement for a thinner and smaller Black Bay. But it has all of its big brother's tricks, including automatic winding, a 70-hour power reserve, ceramic rotor bearings, 4 Hz beat rate, stop seconds, an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring, the chronometer certification. It's also got a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock resistance. So this watch, in spite of not being stacked by thickness, is stacked by features. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.